And we are back. I decided I might as well go ahead with this one since I'm having a good time with it. And it's been a long time since I did any Let's Play or recorded activity at all, so I should get back into it because I have really enjoyed it. Being a Paradox has given me a bit of an opportunity to do more public-facing things. We have a very open relationship with our community. We're encouraged to post and react as individuals on our social media and our official forum and everything in a way that other companies would be very reluctant to give to non-public relations personnel. And we've also, you know, I did things at PDXCon last year and been on camera for a few promo type events, and it's been really fun. I'm trying to keep this thing going. So we're back with BattleTech Flashpoint. Just started a new campaign, doing a Let's Play mission by mission, just showing you the features of the game and talking about tactics a little bit and general thoughts and ideas I've had about it. And thank you all for coming with me. So we just jumped right into it last game to give everyone a quick idea of what they're getting into. I'd like to delve a little bit more into the smaller details this time. And first things first, I think I should probably actually customize my mercenary company. So let's go to the captain's quarters. We should pick a color scheme. And some heraldry. Let's see. I believe they added a Paradox flag. I'm going to see if I can add that because, yeah, I'm loyal to my company. I have a feudal sense of loyalty, in fact. They take really good care of me, and I love my colleagues, and I love what we do, so I'm going to see if I can find that Paradox flag. Where is it? I am probably blind and going right past it, aren't I? Mysterious. Weird. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Found it. And color scheme. Aquamarine and blue. Not exactly in my idiom, isn't it? Pick a primary color that's a little bit less flowery. Something that really screams Jamor. As a kid who grew up listening to Skinny Puppy and stuff like that, I could say that stuff like red and black, or maybe red and green. No, that's very loud. I want something a bit more subdued. Let's see what we can find here. Yeah. Red and green. I need an accent that goes well with it. Sure, nice stark, bold color scheme. Works for me. Okay. As you can see, I'm not an artist. Okay, so we took some damage last mission. Got a leg blown off, and we got a wounded pilot, but I still have 4 mechs and 4 pilots good to go. Got promissions that are still available. Need to get some cash flowing because I only have 3 months of reserves in the current burn rate. So let's see what kind of work we can find. Okay. So we have a escort mission available. Ambush convoy. I am going to take the convoy ambush mission. I think a nice balanced mix of salvage and currency will be desirable. So we'll stay with that. Let's get deployed here. As you can see, my spider's damaged and out of the fight, being repaired. I'm going to go with the Jamor, but because this is a polar biome, it increases heat sinking, and therefore I should be good to go. All right, let's do it. Indeed. So in the early game, money's quite short. Your mercenary rating is so low that the payouts for missions is extremely minimal oftentimes. You have to be very careful to avoid taking really bad damage that will end up costing you more than you make back in the mission. Primarily the early game is about building experience for your pilots and also building an inventory of salvage, both weapons and mech components, to bring you into the next stage of the game so that you'll be a bit better geared. Let's see how this mission goes. I saw Knights of Ebb last night. Classic English EBM band from the 80s. First time I saw them was 12 years ago in Yokohama, and it felt like not even a day had passed. They're just as intense and awesome as ever. I love it. Great time. There's a good number of dark alternative music fans at Paradox. It's a culture that encourages people to be unique and individual, and so I went with some of my colleagues. It was really good. Okay, let's get going.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, Commander, our goal is to track down the convoy. So let's scout out the target area. When we found the convoy, we stop it from reaching its destination. Then we make our way to the evacs. Get to it. Alright, so
Distance nominal. My mech's handling the cold just fine.
we have a nice three-dimensional environment with lots of cover. All of my mechs but one are jumpers, so they should be able to take advantage of that to get some tactical opportunities. I'm gonna get my scouts out, get sensors on the convoy,
Affirmative.
and then make a plan of attack.
Copy.
So with this polar biome, I should be able to blast away with almost all of my mechs every turn, except potentially the Jenner if it runs too many alpha strikes in a row. But usually one turn of cooling with this amount of heat sink is more than enough to get you back in the fight. And there's plenty of cover. I can duck behind a hill, cool off, jump right back into it. Okay, no sensor contacts yet. I'm gonna try to move up in a position in a way where if they are in fact right around that corner, they won't get a line of sight on me, but I will still be able to spot them. So I'm gonna take advantage of this little lip of ground here.
I've got eyes on the target.
Yeah, okay, so they're following the road. I am going to get into a position where hopefully
On my way.
I can take advantage of this cover
Affirmative.
and put the hurt on them as they come around the corner. Okay, so what I would like to do is reserve, let them come out, and then smash them, as is my wont. So I worked for the Taurians last mission, and now I'm fighting against them. It's Mercenary's life. That's actually an interesting sort of meta of this current game, is that I want to let them come out and burn their turns before I engage. I want to stay near my cover, if possible, rather than run out into the open. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, is every mission you take for an employer increases your relations with them and decreases your relations with the target. If your relations with the target go below a certain threshold, they won't even employ you anymore. They're permanently hostile. Well, not permanently, but it's very difficult to get back in their good graces. It's entirely believable. So a valid strategy is to just try to get to allied with one faction so you can quickly unlock their higher tier missions and rewards. But another one is to try to play a delicate balancing act, wherein you maximize the number of potential work you can take by not overly antagonizing any specific possible employer. That includes pirates. You can take pirate type missions, and if you get friendly enough with them, you can get access to the black market, which I've not actually done in my previous playthroughs, so I'm actually going to give it a try. Okay, they've burnt all their turns.
Aye,
I am now in a position to run out and do some shooting. Okay.
aye. On my
Let's
way.
get the Jamor in here and see what we're looking at. It's quite a large convoy, total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets. However, fortunately, they are quite spread out. Alright, take the striker out, if I can.
Firing all weapons. Vehicle fragged.
Cool. Okay. This hairpin turn here can really work to my advantage because I've got a nice hill here that's really preventing more than 1 or 2 of them at a time from getting direct line of sight on me, and I can smash them as they come around the corner.
Orders?
Okay, can't quite reach cover. Don't want to go there because then they will have the ones coming around the corner will get me. So I'm going to go this way. Commando's only 25 tons and pretty lightly armored. I do not want to consent to a frontal slugfest against a large vehicle convoy. Okay, only my large laser is within range, but it has a good hit chance, so let's...
Engaging with target. I'm here.
Okay. I think my PPC armed mechs should probably get in a position where they can maximize their line of fire.
Position.
Straight down the pipe. Okay.
I'll try.
Cool. So far, so good. Okay. My Vindicator, heaviest guy, is not going to be able to fire this turn. So I'm just going to sprint, get in a position behind the hill, be ready for next.
No retreat!
That's the thing with light mechs. They're fast enough to get into trouble really quickly, but not very tough. You need to try to get your heavier mechs up into the line, absorbing enemy aggro as soon as possible.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, my only option here is to skyline myself and be visible to the whole convoy if I want to get one shot off. Not worth it. I'm gonna let them move.
Waiting for my opening.
In fact, I'm gonna let them take the entire phase, and then I will just get them when they have burnt their actions. Okay. Cool. So those 3 ticks of evasion on the Jamor helped because I was able to dodge that shot. With the light guys, you want to use cover and concealment as much as possible. Keep those evasion charges high, and generally just minimize your exposure to direct enemy fire. Okay. I could actually go in for a melee stomp here with a very high chance of killing it because vehicles take extra damage from hand-to-hand attacks. But I want to keep my light guys behind the angle of this ridge and not expose them to too much fire. Okay, so that's a Galleon light medium tank.
Let's see how you like this.
Gotcha.
Reporting vehicle destroyed.
Yay. So, missiles. Less straight damage compared to more straightforward weapons like lasers. But LRMs have the advantage of firing
Preceding you.
without line of sight over cover, and also the sheer number, they cause stability damage. They're fairly heat efficient, and one of the biggest advantages is every hit to structure, every hit that bypasses armor at a location has a chance of doing a critical. So if you're scoring multiple small hits with a missile weapon, you are more likely to cause a critical than a single hit with a larger individual weapon that causes more single shot damage. Okay, let's get the commando in.
Location confirmed.
Try to take this guy out.
All weapons are go.
Primary target damaged. Concentrate your fire and bring it down.
Okay. I really need to rework this commando. Any SRM-4s I find borderline. They only fire 4 missiles. SRM-2s, they only weigh a ton.
Commander, I'm hit.
Oh, right, hit. Okay. SRM-2s only weigh a single ton, but you have to carry a ton of ammo for them, which is about 100 missiles, I believe, and that's 50 full shots. It's just wasted tonnage basically because you're not using even half of that ammunition that you're paying the weight cost for. It's just, I just find it highly wasteful. I usually take them out. I would honestly rather have a bit more armor, or maybe some more heat sinks or another medium laser than bother with SRM-2s. Okay. This guy's gotta go.
Engaging target.
Scratch another target.
Enemy unit destroyed.
So I did take a random head hit with that last salvo of missiles on the Jamor, which is
What?
annoying,
Oh.
because it means the pilot will be out of action for a while. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep the evasion charges up, run into a position where I can get to those woods across the trees. Across the street. Next turn, potentially.
Locking in target.
Okay, PPCs, as you may notice, cause sensor impairment, which basically makes the enemy's attacks less likely to hit
Hey.
until the end of their next round. Okay, so as you can see, I waited till the end of the previous round, and that means my light mechs, which activate faster in the initiative order than vehicles do, can all immediately go again, which is one of the big advantages of light mechs.
Okay, let's go.
Closer to cover, put another shot in. Okay.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
So, I don't really have an angle on anyone else without quitting cover and exposing myself, so I'm going to reserve the rest.
Affirmative.
So this is what's called defeat in detail, folks. Basically the idea is that you configure your forces through deployment in such a way that
Waiting
you
for
can
my
use
opening.
the majority of your strength on a small portion of their strength at a time. It minimizes your own losses by reducing the amount of time each enemy stays alive to shoot back at you. Okay, so I've reserved. With all of my troops out of sight, he didn't get a single shot this round, and I'm going to get
Commander?
another round of basically free shots on him. I like it. Now I'm going to do a thing where I break my own rule and run out of cover here. But the reason for that is because I will activate first next round with this light mech and be able to get back out of danger. As you can see, the Jamor is also running quite hot now after two full alpha strikes. We'll see if I can fire them all again without overheating. Just right on the borderline of it. Okay, I'm gonna have to cool off next turn, but for now I can try to take this Scorpion out.
Firing a full salvo.
Okay.
Move her down.
So I've destroyed 75% of the convoy. I should be able to destroy the escorts as well. Oftentimes that gives bonus pay.
Yeah, Commander.
Okay, I'm gonna run up here with the commando. See which one I have a better shot against. So I have a close shot at a Scorpion, 80% across the board. Long shot against a Scorpion in cover, which would reduce the damage. So I'm gonna get the one that's closer.
Giving him everything I got.
Okay, so I knocked out the convoy escorts. Now it's just the convoy itself. Shouldn't be too much trouble. May even be able to get a shot this round. Indeed I can. Okay, so you'll notice, I'm going to show you something new. You'll notice that my resolve bar is maxed out. I haven't really needed it because the opposition has been quite low level. But I'm going to show you it anyways. You have a couple of options using this morale, this resolve, and it has a variety of good effects. Precision Strike allows you to make a called shot on the enemy and try to target a specific location. Vigilance increases your mech's damage resistance until the end of their next turn, and also speeds them up one in the initiative order, so you can run in, use Vigilance, and then quickly get out of trouble in a way that you would not be able to with a mech of that size. I'm going to do that with the Vindicator to show you how it works, and also avoid counterfire by being able to activate before the vehicle in the next round. Vigilance grants guarded and entrenched, removes all stability damage. Next initiative is increased by 1. Costs 30 resolve, so now I'm down to 70. When possible, you want to try to keep it above 50 at all times, unless it's really in danger, because that gives you a flat +1 across the board to all your attacks. So I didn't have direct line of sight, so all I could do was fire the LRM-5, which is really a pinprick harassment weapon more than anything else. Might rip that out and replace it with something a bit heavier.
Standing by.
Okay, Jenner's running really hot. Gotta get him out of there. Cool down.
Copy that.
Oh yeah, so I'll brace to end the turn, and I won't sink a bunch of the heat.
Ready for orders.
And Commando does not jump, so I have limited movement options up here. I don't want to burn another turn doing just a paltry 5 shots with the LRM, so I'm gonna actually let the Vindicator stay there. Because he's guarded, he'll take less damage.
Commander?
I'm gonna get the Professor here to
Heading out.
put a shot into this Scorpion.
Engaging.
It's time to bug out.
Oh,
Get to the LZ for extraction.
okay. All targets down. Don't need to get to the LZ. Mission complete. Okay, so I got a payout bonus for destroying the convoy guards as well. As you can see, my relations with Federated Suns have gone up by 2, and Contorian Concordat down by 2. I'm going to try to play that balancing act just to maximize the number of potential contracts, but I would like to stay friendly with pirates at least until I've unlocked the black market and see what that's about. But yeah, it was a pretty low-paying contract. Early game, you really struggle with money a bit. And I got another wounded pilot. It's annoying. Okay. So I'll be out of action for a bit, unless if I hire someone to replace them. But then again, the more people you have on payroll, whether they're working or not, the more you have to pay out at the end of the month. So it's all a balancing act. Thankfully, no serious damage to any of my mechs. Armor damage is repaired for free. It's only structure and critical hits to components that require time. Okay. No anything good in salvage? Nothing really. I'm gonna grab these an AC-5 and one of these LRM-10s. See what else we get. Okay, pretty standard. A couple of pilots out of action with wounds, and I've not upgraded my medical facilities yet, so they'll be out for a while. I don't want to sit around for several weeks not collecting paychecks because I only have 3 healthy pilots, so I better see who I can hire as a replacement. go to the hiring hall. See what's up. Blood limpet. Okay. Some of these call signs are a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of them came from Kickstarter backers of the game during development. And you know, that is what it is.
Good to go.
Spentheon. Alright.
Standing by.
Sneak.
Standing by.
Sledge.
Waiting for orders.
Rogue. I'm gonna go with a rogue because he has excellent gunnery skill. Cool.
New mech warriors available.
Okay. Did I take any damage in that mission? I did not, so I can take another contract straight away. Gotta get this this cash flow going. Escort. Sure, why not? Okay, what are my payout options here? This one seems to be balance of this one is heavy on the salvage, but I do just need raw credits to keep going because I'm 3 months away from bankruptcy here. Okay, I'll just take a balanced contract then. So I'll be able to repair the damage to Torian reputation that I took last mission. That's fine. A little bit of a hit to Federated Suns, but I'll just keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't drop below a threshold. And I'd like to get a person with better tactical skill in the pilot seat of my Jenner, but I don't have anyone higher than 2. So I'm gonna have to go for a rogue. Okay, let's go. Okay. So this is a pretty classic escort mission. I see a lot of people online having trouble with these. Basically, the escort target doesn't move unless you keep at least 1 unit fairly close to it. You have to remember that when doing this mission type. Otherwise, they'll just stop and you won't make any progress in the mission. So stick close to your escort target, folks. Try to intercept attacks on them, but don't get too far away. Okay, so I gotta get to the RV point. Then the escort targets will spawn.
What a glorious spot for mech combat.
And then we take them on our way. Don't need to be in a particular hurry, because they'll all spawn as soon as 1 unit enters there. I'd like to have my bulk of my combat full of
Moving
power
to position.
ready to immediately proceed
Picked up a blip.
with the escort. Oh, wow, this is something. Okay, so there are actually some targets on the board already. I should probably clear these guys out before I move into the mission zone, because that will keep
On my way.
the escort targets out of danger until I'm ready to move. So I'm going to take these guys out first, and then we'll press on with it. Okay. Bit of a question of how to proceed here. I got 3 total contacts. Let's look at the terrain. Yeah. Running straight up the middle is by far the inferior decision here. Basically, you give away your flank and potential back shots, which ignore cover and hit your weaker back armor. I'm going to pick one of the other flank. I usually don't like to cede the high ground, but in fact, this case, I'm going to go right. The reason for that is if I go left, I'd be right out in the middle of right out in the open, and they could shoot into my flank without much cover. And I'd also have to cross this section of rough ground, which slows your movement and makes you more vulnerable to knockdowns. I'm going to take the low road, I'm going to flow like water, knock this guy out, take this dude out, then swing around. By this point, this will keep this guy out of the fight for several turns, and I should be able to deal with his mates.
Standing by.
Okay, let's move in there and see what we can see.
Heading out.
Okay, what do we got? We have a... wow, Battle of the Generals. Okay, and this one's fully armored as well. Okay. He's got a lot of evasion. Let's see if we can hit him. Alright, scored a few hits.
What's up, boss?
I'm gonna try to stay concentrated on this one guy until he's out of the fight. Concentration of force is effective and important in both tactics and strategy. Basically, the way the game is set up with the evasion ticks, knockdowns, all of the systems really reward you for focusing on one target and trying to knock it out decisively.
Roger.
Even without those systems, this basic elementary military logic is it's better to completely destroy an enemy and prevent him from shooting back at you at all than spread a bunch of damage evenly across multiple targets and then have to endure all of their counterfire. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep my Panther on the ridge and exploit its range.
Copy.
But I'm generally gonna trend my movement over to the right to try to keep the hill between me and this guy and delay this guy entering the fight.
Here we go.
Yeah, so the Jenner's quite fast and it's avoiding most of my shots, but I am knocking away its evasion defense gradually. I'm going to aim to keep my Vindicator on my left flank. It's my heaviest mech. It can absorb the most punishment. Okay. Cool. Hop into the trees here. That's the problem with big single guns. You either hit or you miss. It's very binary in its effect. With weapons like missiles that fire multiple small rounds, each one is hit chance. The hit chance for each round is checked separately, so you're more likely to score with at least something. Okay. I need to activate this Jenner, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run to the water. Even though I'm giving up cover, I'm maintaining my evasion, and it'll increase my heat sink, which is important because the Jenner runs hot. I gotta activate him first before the enemy Jenner activates, so I can still take advantage of the fact that I have shot away
Roger that.
all of his evasion. I'm within effective range. Heat is acceptable, much better hit chances, and in terms of pure damage per turn, the Jenner is actually my most dangerous mech, so I want to get the most out of it by activating it first and foremost.
Affirmative.
Cool, blew the left arm off.
Reporting critical hit.
That'll diminish its firepower considerably. Okay, so when the AI has calculates it has a low hit chance with all of its weapons, sometimes it'll fire a sort of token single shot, and the objective there is to keep its own heat down while chipping away at your evasion. However, it's probably the only one that'll be able to fire at the Jenner this turn. Honestly, I would have fired at the Commando, which is out in the open.
Standing by.
Okay, so my objective here is I gotta keep the angle of that hill from letting the others get line of sight on me as long as possible.
Coordinates received.
So I'll keep trending my movement over to the right. keep these other guys out of the fight until I've knocked out this guy. So as you can tell, they're more durable this mission. This one rolled with...
I'm here.
The difficulty of each mission has a considerable variability. It's supposed to simulate that you have to choose, as a mercenary, you have to choose your contracts carefully. Last one they were half armored, easy to take out. These ones spawned at full armor.
Advancing.
So it's going to take a lot more fire to take them out. But it's okay. The terrain is favoring me, and so far I'm able to concentrate on a single target.
Targeting. For now, strike.
Okay, blew the right arm off as well. Jamor keeps its lasers in the arms,
Like a critical hit.
so now I've actually knocked off almost all of its firepower except the SRM. That guy is not crippled, but definitely considerably weakened. But sometimes when you knock off all their weapons, they run in for Hail Mary melee attacks that are pretty much guaranteed to cause you some damage. I'm going to try to avoid that possibility, just knock this guy out completely when I can.
Engaging target.
Okay, destroyed the side torso.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
When you destroy side torso, it destroys the arm on that side, but that's already gone. In this case, it'll blow some of the... That vehicle's got an AC-5, but the armor took it. Should still be okay. Yeah, you destroy the side torso, it destroys an arm on that, any arms on that side, plus anything in that location, and causes a wound to the pilot. Cool. So keeping evasion up, as you can see, is making it much harder for them to hit me with their indirect fire. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
I'm going to activate Rogue again. I'm going to get around the corner so that I can dodge fire from that vehicle, hopefully. Let's see if I can take this guy
Ordnance
out
received.
before he activates. Okay, so I have an overheat alert. If I fire with all of my weapons, it'll put me over the heat threshold, and I will take some damage. So I'm going to deactivate one of the M lasers.
Target confirmed.
Okay, I've destroyed both arms, both
Critical
torsos, both left and right torsos. That guy is pretty badly beaten up, and he's also got a lot of stability damage indicated by this yellow text there, which means he's at risk of a knockdown, so he ran off and didn't fire. But I can tell you,
Critical.
he is not long for this world.
Location confirmed.
Even though almost all his firepower is destroyed, it might be sensible for me just to concentrate on him until he's completely gone to avoid a melee attack. But also I can hit that Scorpion with a much higher hit chance and maybe kill it. The Scorpion can still fire. See, this is the dilemma the game always puts at you. No, I'm going to stay true to my principles. Fire on one target until it's completely gone. Don't mess around.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
Okay, and he's out. Now I'm going to try to take out that tank.
What now? Moving to position.
That arc it shows you when you're selecting a movement is you're facing, and it's important both for being able to fire but also keeping your front armor, which is stronger, pointed towards the foe. When you have situations where one side of your mech is badly damaged,
I'll try.
you can actually shield that location. Nice. You can shield a badly damaged location by angling it away from
Enemy mover down.
the direction of incoming fire. So in that case, the hits were all concentrated on one area, and so they blew through the armor and did the structure damage necessary to take him out with one salvo. So that was nice. Okay, just keep up with my general strategy of trending to the right, keeping them out of line of sight until they're all targetable by my entire lance, and keep my Vindicator, the heaviest mech, absorbing most of their fire. So the other M5 in this case is very paltry chance to hit. Let's see what the effect on heat would be if I turned it off. Yeah, it would save a bit of needless heat buildup, so I'm just going to turn it off.
Engaging target.
And it was fortunate I did that because I managed to score concentrated hits and blow through the armor and kill that guy with another salvo. So that's good. 75% of the blocking force is gone. That's okay. So with the evasion and the inherent inaccuracy of indirect fire, I was able to avoid almost all of that. That's pretty good. Now at 90% resolve, so I can do a
Receiving you.
targeted strike and try to take this guy out. In fact, that's what I think I should do. I don't want to pop in here because that'll spawn the mission, the escort vehicles. Don't want to do that until I've cleaned up the area completely. So I'll stay just outside of it. And I will give this guy a precision strike. Shows the hit chances for each location. I think I'm probably best just going for frontal because it's the most likely to hit. Therefore, I'm most likely to score concentration on the same target, get a kill, blow through the armor.
Firing a full salvo.
Waiting for orders.
I'm here. Affirmative.
Okay, got the Panther up there. Gotcha. Okay, blocking force is destroyed. Let's spawn those those escort targets. Get them moving towards the evac zone.
Position confirmed.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so the APCs are AI controlled, and they will basically drive towards the evac zone as long as they have at least one of your units close enough to escort them. I'm going to try to get out in front of them to intercept any hostiles that spawn on the way out. Where is the evac zone? It is here. Okay.
Waiting for orders. Move order received.
There. Okay.
So the Panther and the Vindicator are really two birds of a feather. They're both long-range snipers with pretty good protection for their size, but fairly slow in terms of movement speed. They can both jump. They both got a PPC. Vindicator as a 45-ton medium mech has much more armor and a medium laser for closer range fighting. But they really are kind of similar in role. Jamor, of course, is your running hot glass cannon type. And the Commando is a sort of
On my way.
medium range sniper, I would call it, with the large laser. So I'm going to try to stay not too far ahead of them so
On
they
my
don't,
way.
so they continue moving towards the escape zone.
Affirmative.
We'll see if any enemy reinforcements come in to try to stop them. But I'm well positioned and I haven't taken any significant damage, so I should be able to deal with it. I really like tactical games. Many people would erroneously call this a strategy game. Basically, that's a very common misunderstanding in the video game community of the difference between the tactical and strategic layers of war. Tactics is the science of winning a battle. It's the movements, the shoot, move, communicate aspect of beat the bad guy, win the firefight. Strategy is the art of winning a war. It is moving armies, making the maneuvers and logistical preparations required to beat the enemy and achieve your overall object. Oftentimes I hear guys playing things like XCOM or whatever talking about their strat. They're using video game lingo correctly, but you know, as a student of military history, I prefer to use the terms more accurately. Okay, so making progress, should be there either next turn or the turn after. Not sure if any enemy reinforcements are going to drop in, but you always got to stay vigilant. Now mind you, when you're back at the ship, when you're at the Argo, or in XCOM terms, when you are in your ship, in your base, that has a more strategic aspect to it, because you're not making small tactical decisions to win a gunfight. You are configuring your forces, training them, preparing them for battle. That has a more strategic aspect to it, definitely. So it's not entirely a tactical game.
Moving to
Tactic and strategy interact. For the longest time, it was a dichotomy of those two. It was actually the Red Army, the Soviet Union, that came up with a third layer called operational, which is between the two in scale. Tactics is winning the fight. Strategy is winning the war. Operations is stringing successful fights together to achieve strategic results. And with that said, I can say that flashpoints, which are a thing that this expansion brings in, which are a linked set of scenarios, often with the added complication of no time to heal or repair between them. Those would definitely be called operations. That's the operational scale of war. So you've got all three represented in this game. Okay. There's the Leopard, my dropship. Just gotta make sure that the last two make it into the evac zone. And some reinforcements spawn, but I think they are well out of position to engage. I'm going to...
Good to go.
Just for form's sake, move into a blocking position.
I copy.
What's up, boss?
Make sure they can't get a shot off on my escort.
Let's move.
On these. Commandos are decent mechs, but I just find their lack of jumping ability and lack of a really strong tactical niche just sort of a disincentive to use them. I'm gonna use them while I lack other options, but might want to reconfigure into something that fits my style a bit better. This doesn't seem to have a really strong tactical niche. It's not strong, particularly strong at close or long range. Not a non-jumper, so not super mobile. But in the early game, you don't have much choice, so I'll deal with it.
Full throttle.
Okay. So 2 of the 4 are in the evac zone. The enemy is intervening with at least 3 units, but they're well out of position. I don't think they'll be... Well, they certainly won't be able to stop me. Cool. So I just got to protect them for a round while they embark. I will amuse the enemy with...
Good job. Objective secured.
Okay, so the primary mission objective has been completed. The escort targets are away. Now, I have the choice of either destroying the enemy or avoiding them and getting to the evac zone. Given that the enemy is directly between me and the evac zone, with 4 marks. I will not be able to get through them without taking considerable damage. Probably safer just to destroy them. Okay.
What's up,
Let's see
boss?
if I can get eyes on. Find out what I'm dealing with here. I do not want to run out into the open with a lightly armored janitor. Let's check what the
Commander?
professor can see. Can't get a line of sight.
Hey,
Possum. Alright, Possum can get a shot
copy.
and stay in cover, so I'm gonna see what I can see here. Also, catch that locust. Well, it's in that rough terrain field. Increased stability damage, which contributes to knockdowns.
I hope this hurts.
Okay, scored a few hits with the SRM, which on a locust, which is a bit damaged already, is enough to defeat the armor in one of the locations. So those things
I'm
are
okay
really light.
for now.
They're really more of an annoyance than anything else in large numbers.
Orders?
Okay, nothing really desirable yet, because I don't want to end the move outside of cover.
Ready for orders.
Alright, now I'm going to let them crest the ridge, expose themselves, then I'll decide who to concentrate on for the turn.
Commander?
Okay. Yeah, I want to take out that vehicle. It's much more dangerous than the Locust, and a lot
Aye,
easier
aye.
to hit. And if I can do that, I can then reduce the threat on my left flank, so I can concentrate on these guys. Okay, 75% hit chance. With my lasers. He's already in pretty bad condition, so I might be able to take him out here. Let's see.
I copy.
Gotcha.
Vehicle down.
Alright, Panther took a hit, but it's in cover. And for its weight class, Panther is pretty well protected. It'll take a lot more than that to put me out. Okay, let's see what I've got here.
Standing
Get
by.
the professor up there with the commando. Okay. If I want to fire, this is my only real option, this spot right here. But I will have three charges of evasion, so I'll be hard to hit. Okay. Yeah, I should try to take this guy out. I'm going to do a called shot because I'm now actually maxed out on resolve. If I don't use it, basically it's wasted potential. So I'm going to try to concentrate my fire on this guy. Take him out.
Confirmed.
Gotcha. When you get a kill,
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
you get an immediate boost of 10 points of resolve as well, so I've knocked myself right back up to 80%. I'll be able to do another call shot next turn without losing the over 50 bonus. Okay, I want to get into in a position where I can fire with all of my weapons at this locust, but I can't do it running, so in fact I'm going to hit the jump jets. Jump jets are great, they give you a lot of mobility, you can jump over obstacles, up and down hills, things like that. The one disadvantage is they generate a good amount of heat. So I'm going to see if I can knock this guy out while he's still only at 1 point of evasion.
Engaging jump jets.
These locusts are annoying. Okay, should turn off the LRM again. Very low hit chance, not worth the heat.
Engaging target.
Right torso destroyed. That destroys one of
Enemy
his
net.
LRMs.
Critical damage detected.
Takes some of his firepower out. That's good. Okay.
Receiving you.
I should activate my commando first because they're out of cover. Run them as far as I can into the woods. Get evasion and cover. I will aim to destroy the Locust because all of its evasion is gone. And as a light mech, it is going to activate next. This chevron right here. If I don't take him out. So let's see what we can do.
Enemy down.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now it's just the striker. As a vehicle, it activates quite slowly. So, I think he's not long for this world.
Okay. Firing everything.
Right.
Not much left of him.
Okay, so I don't need to get the evac zone anymore because all of the enemy have been destroyed.
Mission successful.
Well done, there we are. Don't believe I took any structure damage that mission, so again, no repair costs, that's good. No one wounded. Can just jump right straight into the next mission. Okay, so I destroyed the blocking force for a 10% bonus. That was virtually obligatory for this mission. Otherwise they would have been right on top of the escort target. Don't want that. And the convoy units all survived, so I got an additional 20%. Nice. Okay, so that's a payout of 148k. No hull damage, no wounds. Got some experience for all of my pilots, which I will spend next. And let's get some salvage. So if I take this Locust component, I can actually get the three of the three parts I need to get a Locust chassis. But a Locust is also a total death trap, 20 tons, really not much of a mech. I'd really rather start investing in something that I would actually use. So I'll grab this Jenner. And is there anything else desirable? Nah, you know what? Let's just finish it off. If nothing else, I'll have a backup in case something better is damaged. Cool, okay. If you like old school, aggressive European EBM, you should definitely listen to Wolfbound. I know that's random, but just trust me on this.
That mech you wanted is back online.
Okay, so I've completed the Locust 1M chassis, which is basically a light scout and harasser. And here we are. So, what I should do is spend some of the experience I've earned in the last two missions, improve my mech warrior skills.
I'm here.
Okay, Possum has 1200. Let me see their attributes. Nothing. Okay. I am going to invest in gunnery and tactics. Gives a slight increase to weapon to hit. Tactics won't give an immediate benefit, but it does. Well, actually, no, it does, because the higher your tactics skill, the more sensor data you get from detected but unspotted mechs targets. Okay, so I'll confirm that.
Training confirmed, Commander.
I want to avoid hyper specializing any particular recruit. I want to get them up to the point where they're about to unlock their first special skill and choose them in a way that will allow my lance mates' skills to complement each other and fit a specific tactical niche. So I'm going to avoid specializing right off the bat. I'm just going to try to build up their basic skills. Okay, 800 XP for the professor. Gonna buy a point of gunnery and definitely a point of guts because that increases their ability to be wounded without being taken out of the fight and potentially even killed.
Mech warrior training complete.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, Rogue has only done one mission, so he's got 400 XP. Let's buy a point of piloting.
Training complete.
And my character has full 3000 XP. Excellent. Okay. I have the ability to actually buy a special ability here. Alright. I'm going to take Sure Footing, which is, it gives you a bonus evasion charge based on movement, so it makes you harder to hit. And you also take reduced, if you take a normal move without sprinting or jumping or doing a melee attack, you can take reduced stability damage, so you're much more difficult to knock down. And I think I shall improve my shooting and guts. Cool. So I've got a better base chance to hit with all weapons and +1 health, plus that special ability for piloting Sure Footing.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Okay. Well, it's been a long episode, so I think I'll call it there. But thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.